Luis, were you surprised to see Real Madrid this disjointed, especially knowing what happened in October, the fact that Carlo Ancelotti had even said they'd look back at that game to learn lessons from it?
Honestly, no, I wasn't surprised, because this is a Real Madrid that we've seen many times. And many times because the structure of Real Madrid has been getting results but not delivering good performances. The quality and ability that these players have up front, it makes the difference every single weekend, but not because they play in a style that you can identify, that you can say, okay, this team is working to try to bring the ball to Vinicius Junior or to Jude Bellingham, or they are making the run to make spaces to the diagonals of Valverde or to the players from second line to get involved. No, this Real Madrid is built because the talent that they got up front is just to get the ball and try to bring it to them. And they will make the difference, but not with an idea. So when you play against a team that is very well organized, that it looks solid, and of course, that there is always a threat, you're going to be in trouble. Starting from having two players at the back that you know that they are not comfortable playing there. Lucas Vázquez is a winger, and Tchouaméni is a holding midfielder. That he has been playing over there in that situation, but again, not against a team that brings so many players, that commits so many players going forward. And I think the worst part that I was surprised is that when you play against Barcelona, always the battle is going to be went into the middle. So if you put only two players that they are going to be in charge of running around Casado, Pedri, Gavi, and every single player that goes into the middle, you know that the battle is lost. And today, Camavinga and Valverde, they were overrun. They were out of position. Camavinga should have been sent off, not because of his fault, it's because no one was tracking back. So he has to go to the left, to the right, Valverde covering the players from the winger. So in the end, you can see that it was really a Real Madrid exposed against a team that is been working. You know that they got an idea, and they are going to keep with the same plan from the first minute until the last minute. So in the end, it was overplayed in every phase of the game. And the worst part, I think, it was the reaction. We didn't see any reaction. Even with one more man for Real Madrid, we couldn't see those moments, those last 20 minutes of Real Madrid just attacking and attacking. And that's surprising because they could have had a chance after that second goal, but the reaction was none.
I know you took issue with Vinny Junior today.
Well, one of many players, but yes, in particular Vinny Junior, because, look, an extremely talented player, but he, if not taken care of or handled or managed properly by Carlo Ancelotti, I can see Vinny Junior being a locker room divisive sort of guy. If I'm a defensive player, if I'm Fede Valverde, if I'm Camavinga, if I'm guys that have to cover a lot of space and a lot of ground, and every time we send the ball over there, he's either losing it or walking, I have a problem. Because I want to run for you. Yes, I will run for you if I'm Fede Valverde. But once we get the ball to you, you need to give us something impactful. And please don't just walk around. Don't lose the ball and walk. At least fake it for the next 5 yards to make it look as if you're trying to, at the very least, defend. When you think about the knock-on effect of Real Madrid defensively, when a guy like Vinny doesn't defend at all, I'm not asking him to go and chase all the way to his defensive third. But when he doesn't give you anything defensively, that means that now Camavinga has to get out from the middle, and Valverde has to get out from the middle to go cover space. And if they don't get there, guess what? All the underneath space in front of the back line is exposed. And that's when then you have Lewandowski showing into that space, which then pulls out Rudiger out of position. And what happens? It's knock-on effect. You're stepping late there, he's stepping late here, and eventually Lamine Yamal is 1v1 situation. I'm not making this up. This is what happened on the field. So when we think about what the effect of a player walking on the field, it's not just because I'm picking on Vinny Jr. It's because what it does to everybody else on the field. This is a team that they're naturally stretched because they're willing to depend on Rodrigo, on Mbappe, on Vinny, on Bellingham to get forward. They're willing to take this chance. So they're naturally exposed. So they need, at the very least, minimum effort from Rodrigo, from Mbappe, and in particular from Vinny Jr. to get themselves in a defensive position where they slow down the play and you don't allow other teams to get out in transition. That never happened today. from Real Madrid's perspective. And so they get stretched from the very beginning. They get stretched from a front line that doesn't press the ball, a second line that is late to the press because they're having to cover the spaces left open by these guys that are not willing to defend, and then a third line defensively that is now having to cover the spaces of the midfield. Hence why they're stretched.
And obviously communication is going to be a big part of this. Luis, if you're to look at leaders in this Real Madrid side, who should that be falling on? Are they lacking leadership right now?
They got players who can show leadership that we've seen him many times. Even though that he's very young, I think Jude Bellingham has showed his leadership since arrived to Real Madrid. The way and the style of play, to trying to run around, to put a little bit of a tackle sometimes, to show that personality, I think is important. But of course, from Rudiger to Lucas Vázquez, those are players important from Real Madrid in this moment, because definitely they know that playing against Barcelona is also going to be important for the rest of the season. The feeling, what is the atmosphere right now? Let's don't forget, we got also Vinicius Junior, that is been in the club for quite a long time. Mbappe, that just arrived, maybe doesn't have the understanding what it means to lose against Barcelona, but he's got a background who actually give him the power of the ranks to talk about and to say, listen, we have to move forward. That's the only positive thing, I think, for me today, even though that it was a little bit of a disaster, this Real Madrid side, it was that they got Mbappe. Today, he showed once again why he's been one of the top players in the last years, why this Real Madrid can rely on him. Because even though today the Real Madrid was a total disaster in defense, that they couldn't manage to create chances up front, he was the most dangerous player. He scored goals, he was attracting players, he was making danger in being a threat every single time that he was on the ball. Maybe Real Madrid can rely on that. Finish the game, they say, listen, get together, let's move forward, and let's think about Copa del Rey that is in next Thursday, and of course of La Liga. Because right now the most important is to change the mentality straight away, forget about this game, and focus on what Real Madrid has been done in the past month. Because right now, let's don't forget, they are second on the race of La Liga, and they can have the chance of continuing the Champions League.